Hey guys, Combat Saturday, and today's topic is all about the power of the triangle, and also I want to cover triangle footwork. Okay, we're going to cover all that. All right. So, what is the strongest structure that you can build? It's a pyramid, right? It's a triangle. Okay, you have a nice strong base, and it goes up to the peak, the tip. Okay, so when you're looking at triangular power, for example. All right, now you see my feet here. I'm not sure you can, hold on, I gotta angle the camera down a little bit. There we go. You see my feet here. This is the Yi Ji Kim Young Ma. It's all from the Wing Chun system, and it's also called the character 2 stance. In Chinese, the number 2 is one long line and one short line. So it's like that. So your feet are the same way. See, so you open up, and so they're facing inwards, okay? So that they're towards the tip of an imaginary triangle. And my arms are also making a triangle like this, okay? But of course, you can't really fight like this, going on like that, okay? So that's why we bring one hand back, okay? And the other hand is still going towards that center. Both hands are still going for the center, but you have one hand lead and one hand rear. So you can come a little closer to your face, a little further away from your face, and you're still going to have that triangular structure, okay? You're still going to have that, all right? So triangles are important, okay? We understand that. Look at when you wedge a door open, right? Triangle, okay? So it's really important, okay? So, and now when it comes to triangular footwork, all right, the main purpose of that, there are several benefits to it, but really the biggest one is understanding proper angling. You don't just want to go right down the middle, at least not usually. Sometimes you can actually, but usually you want to take an angle of some kind. You want to either come in on an angle, triangle, or you want to step off on an angle. All right. Usually that's the way you'll move. There are exceptions, but generally speaking, you want to step in on an angle or step off on an angle. And there's a couple of drills I want to go over, and these can really help not only with understanding the right angles, but also weight distribution. Okay, and that's another topic too that people are confused about. People love to argue about how your weight is distributed. Should it be 60-40 or 70-30 or 50-50, whatever. Well, they're all correct and they're all wrong. Okay, because whenever you're changing stances, stepping, going into different leads, the way you'll end up doing in an actual fight, you'll change. There would be one point where one leg will have 100% of your weight, and another point when that same leg will have 0% of your weight. Okay, so it's changing constantly. Okay, any stance. This is a difficult concept for people to understand sometimes, but any stance is only a moment in time. You're looking at a snapshot, a moment in time. So some people will look at a stance. People are standing on like one leg, this kind of thing, and they'll wonder, well, that's stupid. You can't fight like that. Okay, well, what if you're chambering for a kick or something, right? Then you'll be at one leg only for a split second, but you have to have that balance. Now, if you don't have balance doing that, you try and kick someone, what's going to happen? It goes, whoa, right? So that's why it's important to do that. It's not like if you're some idiot going, come on, let's go, right? That's actually, I shouldn't say that because some idiots actually have tried that, okay, which is completely stupid. But that's not the idea, okay? All right, so now let's get to the triangular footwork. Now what I've got here, the inside and outside triangle footwork, I learned from Kali actually, but we use the same thing in Wing Chun. The same thing is also in many striking arts. It's in boxing as well, even if people don't realize it. And sometimes it's done instinctively. But again, the purpose is to understand the weight distribution and the correct angle. Okay, so I'm going to lay these sticks down here. I'm going to change the angle of the camera again. Bear with me. I got to get that in the shot here. You might not see my face here in the next little bit, but that's not important. I want you to see my feet. There we go. Okay. There, you can see the sticks. Okay. All right. So for the inside, hold on. Not quite right. Wait a second. Okay. All right. Okay, so there's the inside triangle. So my target is towards there, okay? So here. And what's happening here is that temporarily I have more weight on this leg and less on this one. So this heel is raised a little bit. I step in, it's raised a little bit, right? Not excessively, right? But a little bit. So, but I still haven't give, and I can still push forward off that rear leg actually. So I'm not off balance here, okay? So step here, then I step back. Now this leg is weightless. Steps over here. So there's a constant shifting of the weight, see? Weightless, weighted, weightless. So see, so there we go. Now what some people will do in practice is they will lift the leg up, they call leg pumping. Okay, so that does a couple of things. Number one is that it helps you have a light, a very light, empty leg, so that way you can lift it up easily if you need to block it, to do a leg block. Okay, but also it helps train. Most importantly, it helps train the weight distribution. Okay, the weight shifting. Okay, well, once again, this is the inside triangle because I'm going on the inside of the triangle, inside of space, okay? But towards the center, towards the target, okay? So, remember, always be mindful of how your body is weighted. Weightless, so I'm gonna focus only on this leg, and I'm gonna call it out, okay? So, weightless, weighted. Weightless, weighted, weightless. Constant shifting. You see how I'm, in a real situation, we try not to think in terms of orthodox and southpaw. We like to be able to change to different leads. I mean, we don't even think about that at all, actually, because we just step in the appropriate direction we need to step in, okay? If I just step here and someone's over there, I'm just gonna step there. I'm not gonna, pivot and then go, right? I could, okay. Now, if someone is closer, someone's over here, well then, I probably will pivot and go. It depends, all right? Depends on where someone is, okay? There's no such thing as a wrong technique. There's only such thing as a wrong technique for that moment, okay? All right, now that was the inside triangle. Now we have the outside triangle. Now this is a bit different. Now, look what we're doing here. Now we're starting at the tip. Outside, so I'm stepping along the outside line of the triangle. But now what's happening here is my target is coming right down the pipe here, okay? And what I want to do is I want to step off the line of attack, but I want to launch my own attack. So I'm here. This could be, hold on here. Well, I want to do my feet. Well, my hands aren't as important right now, but if I step off here, you see, I did a punch there and I stepped off. So this line is coming right down the pipe here, and I'm getting off the line. Okay, off the line. So here we go. Now weighted. So there's a kind of a little changeover. Okay, here we go. So as soon as this leg comes back, one leg goes up, one leg goes down. Okay, now it may not be, I'm trying to exaggerate it a little bit where I'm lifting it up higher than I would actually in a real situation. You're not going to see it really. It's going to be very tight, this kind of thing, right? But in training, you want to really emphasize that. Emphasize the weight transfer, okay? One comes up, one comes down. Up, down, up. And you can do a leg pumping here as well. Boom, boom. See? So up, in, up, in, up, in, up, in. Okay? So there you go. Inside and outside triangle. Let me change the angle again here. Okay. Okay. You can see me again. Okay. All right. So, anyways, there's the inside and outside triangle. Both very, very effective. One is stepping towards your target, and one is stepping off your target. It depends on what you're doing. Okay, both are very, very valuable methods of footwork to practice. Okay, and not only in the footwork itself, but even in your in your hands. Okay, always understanding this triangular structure. You know, so I spoke before about circular movement, how all movements need to have a circular energy. Okay, so structure and movement isn't the same thing. Structure is how your body is held, and I mean it can be movement because we step along the triangle, right? So that's movement, but really it's kind of like structure of movement. Okay, does that kind of make sense? All right, but there is always a little slight circular energy in all movements. Okay, even though I'm going straight, you know, there is a slight circular energy because there is, you know, a pressing, a sinking, and a rising. So there's a circular energy. So I'm even going straight, but I'm still coming in a circle. It's just like if I'm doing a palm strike, for example, it isn't just going out like this, right? It's kind of going in this flowing, a cycling manner. So cycling, so it goes like bang, bang. It's very slight. It's very slight. I'm not doing this. Okay, I'm not doing that. It's going straight, but there's a slight arc to it, so it can flow into the next thing. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so circles, slight circular movements, and triangular footwork, and there you go. Okay. Now I talk about a lot of this in my upcoming book there, but I've got you know, the different footwork shapes that we like to work on. One's a circle, one's a square, one's a triangle, and then we've got the straight line. They all have their uses, but really, the triangle is well, I'd say out of the three shapes, the triangle and the circle would be the most important ones. You know, they're very useful. Well, maybe not most important, but think of them as kind of the mother or the parents of the other ones. Okay, and they're all important, and you can all use them. Okay, so anyways, but I just want to explain this triangular footwork, so important for all martial arts, really, if you truly understand the concepts. Okay, so anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any questions, let me know, send me a message, leave a comment, whatever, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay.